February 2026 will be remembered, not as the month AI saved the economy, but as the month the Federal Reserve and big tech signed the death warrant for the white-collar middle class. You are being sold a fairy tale. Headlines scream innovation, productivity, and a soft landing. But dig into the numbers, bleeding from big tech's balance sheets. This isn't a revolution anymore. It's a desperate liquidation of human labor. And the Fed isn't stopping it. They are relying on it. Start with the money, because money doesn't lie. While you are dazzled by GPT 5.3 and Anthropic's Opus 4.6 demos, Silicon Valley's foundations are rotting. Free cash flow, or FCF, is the lifeblood. It is the cash left after keeping the lights on. Big tech was a money machine for years, generating billions in surplus, like Amazon's $50 billion peak in 2024. But it is jammed. Evercore ISI's report this week screams it. Amazon faces negative FCF in 2026, potentially dipping to negative $10 billion, or worse, based on CAPEX projections. Google and Meta are burning 60 to 90% of their cash on AI infrastructure. Chips, like NVIDIA H100s, at $40,000 each. Data centers guzzling 1 gigawatt of power, equivalent to a city's supply. Hundreds of billions poured in, but revenue? A trickle. AI revenue at Microsoft hits $13 billion, but costs eclipse it by factors. CAPEX alone is over $100 billion for the sector. Expenses explode. Revenue flatlines. The deadly math problem leaves one lever. Cut it. The human cost. You are no longer an asset. You are a liability. Expensive. Slow. Error-prone. This ties into the Fed's sinister role. They have battled sticky inflation for years, hiking rates to 5.5% peaks, squeezing housing and consumer spending. But inflation stuck at 3 to 4%. Wages rose 5% annually. To a central banker, your pay raise is an inflation risk. They need the labor market to crack. They need to shift power back to employers. Enter Mary Daly, San Francisco Fed president. Her AI moment speech sounds hopeful. AI boosts productivity, managing inflation without more workers. But decoded. She notes AI augmenting jobs, yet lacks transformative evidence, subtly signaling displacement as a tool. She highlights how past tech waves, like the internet or electricity, didn't net job losses, but warns of monitoring for signs of broader impact, including wage pressures and skill mismatches. Wages drop. Inflation dies. The Fed wins. Big tech needs to fire you to save margins from NVIDIA overspend. The Fed wants it for inflation control. You are in a pincer between capital desperation and monetary calculus. Understand the alliance. Big tech fires you to save margins. The Fed wants it for an inflation fix. Not a conspiracy. This is the explicit incentive structure. The soft landing is built on your unemployment. Fed projections show AI aiding the 2% inflation target without aggressive rate cuts, potentially enabling 0.25% trims quarterly. Dive into the data clusters. Amazon's CAPEX, $200 billion projected. FCF negative. Cluster it with a hiring freeze. Tech layoffs are up 20% year over year, from 100,000 in 2025 to a projected 150,000 plus in 2026. Look at stock volatility. The SP 500 holds at 6,000 plus despite warnings, with AI stocks like NVIDIA up 50% year to date. Overlay hiring, crashing 30% in white-collar roles, while stocks hold or rise. Usually, stocks up means expansion. That link is severed. Efficiency on calls means mass layoffs. Meta's 10,000 cuts in Q1 alone. Google's quiet 5,000 reductions. The market rewards it. Stocks jump 5 to 10% on AI restructurings. Like Pavlov's dogs, FOS learn. Bonus via department-to-server swaps. Safety net? Regulatory break? None. Global AI race. No government slows champions. The US cracks down, China advances with Huawei AI chips outpacing TSMC yields. Governments step back. Biden's AI executive order focuses on safety, not jobs. Prioritizing ethical AI over employment protections. Daly's speech confirms a passive stance. Observing, analyzing, monitoring productivity gains. No lifeboat for millions whose skills are obsolete. Think 5 million US jobs at risk per IMF estimates, concentrated in urban tech hubs like San Francisco and Seattle. These models aren't chatbots. They are reasoning engines executing workflows. Project managers, devs, analysts. Your routines are subscriptions now. Cheaper. Tireless. No benefits. Opus 4.6 handles legal reviews at 90% accuracy. GPT 5.3 codes apps in hours, reducing dev teams by 40% in pilot programs at firms like IBM. Amazon's crisis starves vendors and agencies. Contagion spreads, hitting consulting firms like McKinsey with a 15% revenue dip from AI automation, forcing their own layoffs. A wealth illusion. Assets rise, but income is fragile. House prices up 10%. 401k is healthy, but cash flow? One pink slip away. Confront the psychological warfare. Media says, upskill, become an AI operator. Gaslighting. You cannot outskill models learning humanity in weeks. Prompt engineering is temporary, with salaries dropping 20% as tools improve, turning $150,000 roles into $80,000 gigs. The AI goal? Remove the engineer. Natural language interface. Zero human friction. Truck driver to coder was cruel. Coder to use AI is cynical. You train your replacement. Correcting code refines RLHF, improving the next version. Digging your grave and getting paid. Until you are not. Political silence is deafening. Donors by GPU's Silicon Valley PACS donated over $50 million in 2024 elections, influencing policy to favor innovation over worker protections. Lobbyists represent shareholders, not mid-managers. The only way to a positive FCF is to reduce headcount. Incentive lens. No actor benefits from your job. The CEO gets a higher stock. The Fed gets lower inflation. The AI firm gets a new customer. You are alone. Grim. Hidden debt. Not just financial. Technical. Hallucinating, unstable models with 20% error rates in complex tasks. Social. Unemployment spiking to 6% in tech hubs. Big tech rushes models, betting the next one fixes the prior. A Ponzi of capability. GPT-6 solves GPT-5 errors, as GPT-5 did GPT-4. Borrowing future trust for present incompetence. The collateral is society. Back to Daly. Why discuss AI productivity now? It is a signal. The Fed won't block the efficiency revolution. Permission. It validates that AI drives productivity, covering for layoffs. The CEO says, not firing, realigning with the Fed's vision. It sanitizes cruelty. It turns tragedy into a statistic. Next year? Trend lines. Skyrocketing CAPEX, flat efficiency. Head to a white-collar recession, inside a statistical boom. GDP is fine at 2.5% growth. SP 500 at highs. But friends vanish from Slack. LinkedIn becomes a desperate sea. Bifurcated. Algorithm owners feast. Operators scrap. Not a Luddite. Not tech hate. This is a wealth transfer. Tech is deflationary. Prices go down. But benefits are captured by capital. AI does 10 times the work? Goods should drop 90%. But will Netflix or Microsoft lower fees? They pocket margins and fire workers. Evercore's Amazon 2026 is about fixing cash by hoarding gains. Your career lens, revenue or cost. In the old world, cost centers were tolerated. In the AI world, bugs are fixed. HR, legal, middle management, data entry, basic coding. Inefficiencies. There is a target on your back. The Fed loads the gun. Big tech triggers it. Dangerous thought, won't happen to me. Job too complex? Too human? Arrogance. Models learn nuance. 80% quality at 1% of the cost? That is enough. Excellence lowers to AI good enough. Commoditizing intelligence makes smart people worthless. Risk scenario. Models hallucinate catastrophically? Hidden debt explodes and crashes infrastructure? Worst case, mass unemployment from flawed tech. Chaos without paradise. Fragility. Ripping out resilient humans for brittle algorithms. All with a monetary blessing. Stock-labor disconnect. The ultimate zero-sum indicator. Every dollar to an H100 GPU is a dollar not for a salary. A direct transfer. We used to invest in people. Training and retention brags. But silicon. 100,000 GPUs is a status symbol. 100,000 employees is a bloat shame. Culture shift. Human is no longer the value engine. The human is the bottleneck. Staring at 2026. Amazon is in the red. Daly is bright-siding displacement. Choice. Believe the press and the greater good, a rising tide. Or look at the data. Cash burn. Incentives against you. In an AI world, human survival needs a ruthlessness you have not yet cultivated. The comfortable tech job era is over. Rest and vest is dead. Welcome to the fight or flight era. Algorithms are coming for your paycheck. The money controllers are holding the door open. Don't listen. Watch the money. It is moving from the payroll account to the GPU cluster. They are betting against you. The question is, what will you do? Tired of financial fairy tales? Want the raw incentives? You are in the right place. Smash that like button to force the algorithm to show this reality. Comment below, are you seeing efficiency as a cover for AI cuts in your firm? Subscribe to After Hours Alpha and ring the bell. The mainstream media won't warn you until your access card fails. Stay liquid. Stay skeptical. See you after hours.